Good morning, everyone. This is Wes.
Good morning, Wes.
Morning, Wes.
I think we have two members. I think everybody else is on now, so we can go ahead and get started. Call to order this virtual January 13th CFPUA meeting. First item on our agenda is determination of a quorum. We have two board members that we need to excuse, Mr. Hackney and Ms. Adams this morning. We have a motion to excuse.
I'll make that motion. This is Bill.
Second, Rob Zappel.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. The next adoption of the agenda. We have a motion to adopt.
So moved. Bill Norris.
Second, Rob.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, moving along, next item, approval of our minutes from our December 9th meeting. The minutes are in your packet. Have any questions or comments or a motion to approve?
Move to approve. Bill.
Second, Rob.
Thank you, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Public comments section. Do we have any speakers?
No, sir, we did not have any public comments. I set a deadline for
Okay.
yesterday afternoon, and we don't have any.
No comments. Okay. Thank you. And Jim, do we have an update from our December 9th speaker?
Thank you. We had 5 speakers last month. They all spoke about the delinquent residential accounts, and that issue was taken up by the board later in the meeting.
Thank you. Next is our consent agenda. We have 6 items before you for consideration this morning. We'll take any comments or questions or motion to adopt or approve.
Mr. Chair, hearing no objections, I'm going to make a motion to approve. If someone wants to ask a question, though, please jump in.
I'll second that motion. This is Bill.
Sorry, that was Rob.
Okay. A motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you. Next, we'll move into our administrative reports. Linda, do we have an attorney's report today?
I do not have a report today nor a closed session.
Okay. Thank you. Jim, the executive director's report.
Thank you. We have the key indicators report, the environmental report, safety report. This month is also the quarterly CIP report, as well as a customer service update are all in your packet. They begin on page 50 and go through page 82. If there are any questions about any of the items, staff and I would be glad to answer them. That's it.
Thank you. Any
Mr. Chair, it's Rob Zappel. One quick question for Jim. Under the key indicators on page 65, the groundwater system flows at Monterey Heights. Average monthly flow seemed to, I know proportionally, the actual number is, is very low, the amount of water we're using there, but it continues to trend downward. I know that we've got some activity in that area for reestablishing either new wells or refurbishing or renovating older wells. Is the lack of flow related to the new well work that we're doing? Or do you have an idea as to why this continues to go down, Jim?
It's largely seasonal is my suspicion, but I'll ask Carl van der Meiden to give you more detail on that.
Is Carl on the call today, or are you talking about later?
Yeah, I'm here, Mr. Zappel. Absolutely, it's a very good observation. We've been looking at that as well. It is somewhat seasonal. I think the fall of this year was fairly wet, and you can see that by the wastewater flows later in the packet that are going up. But I think there was also a couple other dynamics in play. One was we did issue in the midsummer some voluntary irrigation restrictions in Monterey Heights, and I think the customers responded fairly well to that, and that carried over into the fall. And the other thing that we are looking at is the New Hanover County School campus at Veterans Park. We've got some pretty large schools in that area relative to the size of the area, and maybe some of the water consumption that is down at the school is reflected in the downward trend that we're seeing.
Interesting, Carl. I hadn't considered that. You're absolutely right, though. There's two schools that are right there.
And with COVID and some of the, the changes in schedule that may be reflective in the downward trend we're seeing in the fall.
Carl, to my earlier point, though, we've not gotten to the point of the well renovations in that area that we're actually drawing water from them.
No, we're not. We're still using our existing wells, and we have projects underway to upgrade two additional wells, but those won't be online till the summer of 2021.
Thanks very much. Thank you, Mr. Chair. That's all the questions I had.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Apple. If there's no other questions, I'll move on to the committee reports. The executive committee met January 6th, and the meeting minutes are in your packet. And also the finance committee, we met on January 6th as well. The meeting minutes are in your packet. And John, do we have a monthly financial report?
Yes, we do. And let's see. Well, can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Can everyone,
Yes.
Yeah,
can everyone see me too?
Yeah, look great,
Okay.
John.
Good morning. Good morning. And hopefully this is on the screen. Y'all can see the summary statement of revenues and expenditures. Okay, so jumping right in, this is as of November 30th. Our expenditures have exceeded our revenues so far during the year by about $13.5 million. That is largely due.
John, hold on. On my screen, all I've got is the regular agenda. We don't see the financials. At least I don't on my screen.
Okay, let's
I don't
see.
either.
Oh, are you, sorry, I didn't click the thing that says, are you sure you want to share? Now you can see it.
Great, thanks.
Excellent. Okay. So let me start over. Okay, so as of November 30th, our expenditures have exceeded our revenues so far during the year by about $13.5 million. That's largely due to the capital side. This about $10.2 million right here is due to the spend down of bond proceeds that were received in the prior year. So those expenditures occurred this year, but the revenues occurred last year. Also in this is the some spend down of some capital reserves. Again, those were revenues that were received in prior years, but we are spending those monies on capital investment in the current year. On the operating side, there's a little bit right here, still just a holdover from that large debt service payment that was made in August. Again, any deficit or surplus in this number is really a function of how revenues perform compared to our budget. And I will move on, hopefully. Okay, maybe not. There we go. And go to our revenue slide. And as you can see, we're about 50% through the year. Again, this is as of December 31st. And you can see that our revenues, our operating revenues are about 51.22%.
John, we lost the, we can't see the financials. We got a great picture of you and Jim, which is always a delight.
Sorry.
But
okay, let's do this again. Goodness gracious.
John, if you can't get that fixed, the board can go to the agenda on the website and look at it.
Yeah, I don't know why it stopped. Okay, it says I'm sharing. I got my screen. What am I doing, Cord? Oh, there it goes. Yeah, but this will. See, there we go. Can everyone see that?
Yeah, great.
Why did it do that? Okay. Okay, gotcha. So 50% through the year, 51.22% is our actual revenues that are recognized to date. That's looking good. Obviously, there's some overperformance and some underperformance in some areas. Most significantly is this investment earnings piece. Yields are just rock bottom. Our SDCs are performing, kind of a little bit, I guess, above where we would expect them to be, at this point of the year. But again, those SDCs are kind of up and down. They're not received smoothly throughout the year. In terms of our water and wastewater revenues, you can see that they are over that 50% level. And I'll just go into those drivers again, and let's see if I can do that without any trouble this time. Okay, it looks like it's working. Okay, and you can see that we have outperformance for all of our, for both our water and our wastewater water volume and fixed charges. Again, that's due to the total numbers of ERUs for both water and wastewater outpacing slightly where we expected them to be in the budget, and then also our water consumption and our wastewater usage to date is also slightly above where we thought it would be at this point during the year. So with that, are there any questions? Thank you so much, and thanks for bearing with me.
Thank you, John.
Mr. Chair, it's Rob Zappel again. I was wondering, I had some notes, and if I could go backwards in the agenda slightly to the customer service report. I just had a quick comment from there.
Okay.
Thanks very much. I just wanted to pass on to the board how much I appreciate, and I think the whole board appreciates the work that Christy Irick did with setting up the customized plans for those customers in the residential side that needed to set up payment plans. And we made a huge leap from where we were, I think a total of 8 residential, 97 of those. And working with, over 200 customers, the way it looks here. I also like to congratulate Vaughn Haggerty for the work that he did, and thank fellow director Hollis Briggs for his work on getting the word out onto our local radio and television and the local media. I think the staff did a tremendous job from where we were just a month ago in trying to get a handle on these payment plans. So I just wanted to shine a light on that for a moment.
Thank you, Mr. Zappel. I think it's well said. Community responded, and we listened to the community, and then we did exactly what we said. Staff did exactly what we had asked as a board to do, and yeah, I think that's great. We've made some major progress, and that's the feeling I've gotten from a lot of individuals as well, that CFPUA has really stepped up to the plate to get that outreach out there. So, great comment.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Jessica.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Jessica Cannon. I just wanted to do a quick aside and make sure the board was aware and see if we had any additional directions for staff. I know staff is aware of this, but it was a bit of a surprise in the COVID relief bill in December. There was actually $638 million appropriated for low-income assistance for water utilities specifically. There's a pretty big federal program for heating, for wintertime heating and air conditioning for lower income folks, but they have not appropriated specifically water and wastewater assistance before. So it's not a lot of money, but it's going to go to the states, and it's going to be divvied up based on the percentage of low-income people in the different states. And we certainly, I hope, would try to make sure we're coordinating with Governor Cooper and the appropriate, I think it's through HHS, to make sure that we are eligible. Because if we could access some of this funding, it would go towards offsetting our costs that we have tallied up. I also think that there is going to be a significant new appropriation coming in the next couple of months. And so the key is that you have a system for identifying which of your customers are eligible. And you can either do it through, I know we don't really have a customer assistance program set up now, but we certainly have Water Inc., our CFPUA Assist, and we certainly have community organizations like the United Way or other places who are already working with customers like this. And of course, the county social services. So I just want to see if there was any board direction that we wanted to share with staff to make sure that we are pursuing access to this funding. And I don't know, Jim, if that would come in the way of just a board recommendation or if we need to do anything. I just thought it would be important to talk up to this. I know staff's well aware of all this, but I want to make sure the other board members knew this as well.
We certainly appreciate the input and the support, and staff is tracking this and looking for guidance as to how these programs will be implemented, and we'll stay with it as they move forward.
Mr. Chair, if I could add a comment on to Director Cannon's the thought on that. The county already has the LIHEAP program. That's the Low Income Heat Energy Assistance Program. So the framework for that is already established. And in the article that Dr. Cannon passed forward, it recommends one possibility is piggybacking on that existing program, which the county already has in place. So there may be a conversation with our county staff that might ease or grease the wheels of any kind of grant money coming to New Hanover County. So just a thought, Jim. I thought I'd throw that out there.
Absolutely, and the state had reached out to us through their Office of Recovery and Resiliency, and staff is in contact with them, and that's what we believe will be the most likely route that those funds would take.
Great. Thank you.
That's great to know. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Mr. Chair, I also had one other comment. I know we're moving quickly through here, but again, I missed a note that I'd given to myself from the executive committee minutes that I'd just like to see if there's some follow-up on. Is it appropriate for me to ask that at this point?
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Mr. Apple.
Sure. Yeah, it was in the, I guess, the number 2 issue, the Water Research Foundation project. I noted in that, in the executive committee minutes there, that they're expanding the Clemson University project to include some work with the Department of Defense. I was wondering if there was any elaboration or what is the interest, I guess, of the Department of Defense with taking samples and GAC media, et cetera, or are we allowed to talk about that?
This is Jim, and certainly the DoD has a lot of PFAS issues, but I'll ask Carl Vandermyden to add anything to that he has.
Thanks, Jim.
Yeah, obviously DoD has a lot of, PFAS issues and an interest in, treatment technologies and so forth. They reached out to, they have essentially have a project available for folks to submit on. And what is this? The Water Research Foundation is doing a pre-proposal submittal with Clemson University, expanding the scope that they were already doing with Clemson to pursue that work, that project that DoD has available. If they are successful in the pre-proposal and get shortlisted, then obviously it'd be a formal proposal made by the Water Research Foundation and Clemson University to pursue that work. And, our role in this is to provide, GAC samples along with other utilities to evaluate different carbon regeneration technologies.
Carl, was there any mention of Fort Bragg and the water issues they're having up there? They draw from the Cape Fear River along with us, and any of the PFAS issues.
I have not seen the DOD request for proposal, Commissioner Zappel, so I'm not sure, but I can check.
Great. Thanks, Carl. Thank you, Mr. Chair. That's all the questions I had at this time.
Thank you, Mrs. Apple. Is there any other old business or closing comments any of the members would like to make?
Mr. Chairman, this is Jonathan Barfield.
Yes, sir.
In light of Secretary Regan now being put in charge of the EPA coming the date when President-elect Biden takes office, I think it'll be a good idea for someone from our association, someone from our board, leadership or whatever, to extend an olive branch and hopefully start to build a relationship there. I know we've gone through lawsuits with DEQ here, and now you've got a person that's actually over the entire country. And I would hate for us to not have the right relationship with a person that can affect a lot of things within our community when it relates to water quality, air quality, and the like. So I'm hoping again that there's a letter that's already gone out congratulating and that there's some other conversations being had to indeed mend any breach that was there. Those are my comments.
This is Jim. We'll certainly draft a letter for the board chair's signature. Excellent idea.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Barfield. Any other closing comments? Appreciate everybody joining on today for this virtual meeting. And we'll see, hopefully we can move back to our regular setting soon. Appreciate it. And with no closed session, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved. This is Bill.
Second, this is Rob.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank y'all so
Take
much.
care,
Have a good
everybody.
rest of the week.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Y'all
Be
stay
safe,
safe.
everybody.
Thank you.
See ya.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Have a good day, folks.